Hello, everyone. This is Marcus here, and before anything, I just want to say pardon me for the microphone. I don't know how good or how bad it sounds. I know this is the headphone microphone, so I know it's not really good, but hopefully it's good enough. So yeah, just excuse me for that, I guess. And in this video, I just want to make a quick showcase of this Obsidian for Academia setup that we have over here on this repository. So I figured that the best way to show you all this integrated and put together was through a video. This is going to be a quick and short video. At least I hope it is short and quick. Um, so yeah, before you have to do all this setup, which is not a lot, but it's a hassle to do, you could just watch this video and see how, so that you convince yourself that it's worth it to do all this setup. Or you can just clone the repository and the vault, and you would have it all set up as well. So you know. But yeah, I just want to say that, well, when you read the node, you'll see that there's basically two ways of export a node in Obsidian, or at least two popular ways, one with Pandoc and the other one with the native function that Obsidian provides. Now, the problem with the former is that you have to say goodbye. You have to forfeit a lot of features such as weak links, templater, data view tables, but basically any feature that does some markdown processing in the source mode to the reading view. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you have to say goodbye, but not really in a definite way, because in Obsidian, you know that you can always find a workaround, and that's especially true with Pandoc with the Luo filters. You can just tell Pandoc to behave the way you want. So yeah, and I always encourage people to find workarounds. So yes, one, because it's a good practice, and at most you'll learn something. Second, it's gonna give you a really good sense of pride. It feels great, and if you then share that solution, it's gonna be great, because who knows, you might be helping someone that's stuck in the same problem as you. So yeah, but sometimes let's face reality. The benefits don't outweigh the the work you have to put in and the time you have to invest. But let's leave that aside. Um, so I use this for college, this setup for college. So when I have to decide which route I will go, either with Pandoc or the native way, I just wonder if I will have to hand in this node. So if it's for a professor or for class or whatever it is, and I have to hand it to my professor, then I want that level of formality that Pandoc gives me. Though you can achieve the same formality with native, the native way. You can see over here that there's a CSS snippet that we'll see that makes your node look in an academic way, but it's not as extensive as Pandoc, because with Pandoc you can just let me show you this. You can add headers, footers, and a lot more stuff. The table of contents, and the other great thing about Pandoc exporting is that you can make internal links work, and that's like the biggest drawback in the native way, that the internal links don't work. Uh, but anyways, let's just show this workflow in action. So everything will begin on a PDF, on a book, or something like that. So in this case, I have this example, Calculus and Manifolds by Spivak, this famous book. So, well, let's open up Zotero first of all. Um, so there you go. So everything will begin here. I would add this node. I use Zotero. You can use any other reference manager that you want, but if you're using Obsidian, chances are that you would want to use Zotero because it's the best integrated tool. I've tried other ones and they're not really well integrated. So there you go. Now you create the reference and all that. And then I would do annotations. Again, personally, I use Zotero for reading the PDF and making annotations, but you can just select the preference and use any other that you want. So it's just the default. You can even set up Obsidian to use for reading and annotating your PDF. Though I've tried it and it's not really comfortable to be honest. So let's just make a few annotations. So Euclidean and a space are n. Let's just pretend that this is really important for us. So right, we just highlight all of that and all of this, Then let's say that we want to go to the uh, Stoke, general Stokes theorem. Well, 'cause, 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 Hey, it's not. There you go. Stokes theorem. Um, so let's say, well, this is really important, of course. So we want to uh, take a picture of this and make a comment. So also known as the fundamental theorem of calculus. And then finally, let's say we do another annotation with, I don't know, green, and we say that all this, right? So once I have all the annotations I've read, you can even divide these into chapters. There's a lot of things you can do, to be honest, but this is just a quick showcase. So let's go to Obsidian. All right, that was my vault. So this is the vault that we have on GitHub. So what I would do is all right, let me delete of these notes, which I don't know what they are. Um, yeah, I've been doing some tests while setting up all of this. So let's just delete that real quick, and let's leave the assets. We don't really care about that. So if you see with the tutorial, you should have created with this tutorial integration. You should have created this this I don't know, this import format, which makes use of this template, which is a really simple template. It's just importing annotations, and then it persists the takeaways and the related. So anytime you create a new node, it's going to import the new annotations without deleting the takeaways and the related, which is something that you would write. So yeah, let's just say create node, and let's look for spivak. I think it's this one. Fetching data, and there we have it. Let's put the reading mode. So yeah, the citation, and here are all the different highlights, and it links you to the page in the Zotero. So yeah, and you have the comment, also known as the fundamental theorem of calculus. So here you would import the all the different annotation. So I really like this, and I think this is really useful because then you will link to the note while you're writing. You will link to this note, and so it's easy to go to the annotations and all of that. But we'll see this. Well, we're going to see that now. So let's create a new note. Let's see how we go with the writing. So note one. Let's just copy what we have into here. Actually, um, if you're gonna be using this academic workflow, you would do insert template, the academic template. So the academic template pretty much explain a little bit what this does. It has all the different metadata and all different header things that you will probably need if you go with the Zotero route or with the native route. Now, if you go to the native Obsidian, then you can delete all of this. We don't care about any of this. You can just leave CSS classes, and you can delete two column if you want the two column way. Um, but let's just leave it there because we're gonna do both ways, right? So and yeah, well, this header includes this is I leave this. You can actually remove this because this is like a, a lot of it's a lot of clutter. It's visual clutter. That's how I call that. So if you want to remove it, you can do that. And then what you could do now I'm gonna leave it. But what you could do is just go to the Pandoc plugin, and then you would do /h, which means I'm gonna pass you a header file and just say that's like header that text. So you provide a text file, which is going to be the header, and the headphone turned off. Sorry about that. So you can just remove that and put all this into the header text. But I just leave it there so that you can change the food, the header, which maybe it's not the same for all. I don't know. And then I use this. I added this use package preamble. If you're using, chances are if you're writing academic, then you're using some kind of math, and you're probably using the I think it's extended math HX extension, a plugin, which allows you to add a preamble, a style file, which where you can add your custom commands and all of that. So when you export that with Pandoc, you need to tell Pandoc to use that preamble. So this is the use package. If you don't have that, then you should remove it. So yeah, just that comment. And then the other things, you can just look into the documentation. It's all linked in the repository, so you can just take a look at the documentation. That's that. Then of course the CSL and the bibliography, there you would pass your custom paths. But let's copy the content of this node. Let's go with the source. Oh, that was source mode. So let's copy that, and let's do this. Now these two things, as the comment says, these as the table of contents and the page break. We're just gonna leave that. But if you're going through, all right, it copied everything, even the properties. Right. If you're using the native export, then you should remove this. Well, let's just leave it. We can hide this properties as well, which are surely bother. So now let's see how we can do citations. So there's three ways of doing citations. You can do it manually through the Soteria integration. You can do it through Pandoc, which is the way I suggest, or you can do it with Pandoc or with Soteria integration. There's no other way. Then you'll see when creating the bibliography that you can do it manually. You can use the Pandoc reference list, or you can make Pandoc do it automatically for you. So let's go to the manual way. You would go to the Soteria integration plugin and you would create a citation. So you do an APA citation. So that would be formatted citation, and then you would do Soteria add APA citation, and then you would look for Spivak, and then what you want to do is link this to your annotations in case you have one. So you do Spivak, or you know what? Let's just do it with weak links so that it tells me Spivak. There you go. So there you have it, and it links you to the annotation file. So that's really great. The second way of doing this is through the Pandoc reference list, and for that you need to have installed Pandoc. But all of that is specified in the README. But you know the Pandoc format is just square brackets and add the psyche. So in this case, it's a Spivak. And now something I want to mention is that you should have, let's go to Pandoc reference list. You should have this auto site key suggestion activated. It is not activated by default, so you have to activate that yourself. But I suggest you do that, and you will see that it automatically adds the citation format. In this case, it's using the Lancet, but you can just say APA, which is the American Psychological Association. So, well, it's not updating, but it should change. Let's just reload. But well, it should change. Maybe you have to reload the thing. Oh, I know why it is actually. It's because it's here. It's using the Lancet here. So you see, it's using the API. But let's leave it as the Lancet. What you should do is add another square bracket, so you can just use the weak link and you. All right, that's not created. We should put the A because it's repeated. So it links us with the node that we just created. So that's why it's really important that you call the Soteria nodes with the psyche with the at the beginning, so that you can match, so that you can just easily link it. You just add another pair of square brackets, and there you go. Now let's go to If you're going to the Pandoc route, you should know, as we mentioned before, that weak links don't work. So when you're going to export it, you should do convert links with the Obsidian link converter plugin. You should convert everything to Markdown. So you just do this, and there you go. Now you can just export them, export the node, and it's gonna work with Pandoc. But before exporting, we're actually gonna go to, let's put this in here. We're gonna go and see the way we can handle bibliography. So you can again do it manually with the Soteria integration. So you can go here and say add a formatted bibliography, in this case APA, and you can do add APA bibliography, and you can just say scan Spivak, New York. There you go. It's add that for you. But if you're using the Pandoc reference list, then it's easy to do, but it's still a little manual. So you can just Pandoc reference list, show reference list, and here it takes all different references that you have made throughout all of the document. So let's say we create another one over here. So surface. I don't know what else do we have. Uh, surface integrals difference. I knew I have that one, though I haven't created this journal, so we're just not gonna link it. So it keeps track of all the different reference that you have made using the Pandoc format. So you can just copy this, this copy button, copy all the different references, and there you go. Say references, and yeah, there you have all the different references. But the thing with the problem with this is that anytime you add a new citation, you need to do all of this again. Um, and when you change the reference style, you can do all of this again. But it's still not a lot. It's not as manual as the last thing. And the reason, if you're going the native route, you should use Pandoc reference list because you can easily change between citations, especially if you're still deciding. So yeah, if you're going the native way, you're not going to export the node or anything. Still, I would go with Pandoc reference list for the ease of, of changing if you want to change the citation style. And the last form is to let Pandoc do it for you. But as we said before, we can't use weak links, so we need to convert everything to Markdown. So we say Obsidian converted links to Markdown, continue, and then we are going to export this with Pandoc. Now let's go to Obsidian. We're going to use the Pandoc plugin. You can do it from the CLI. And we're going to remove this from, which I've just figured that weak links, well, actually you can leave this, but what weak links title after pi, what it would do is it would take all the different weak links that you have on the node, and it will remove the link, and it would just leave anything that's after the pipe. Um, in case there is a pipe. If not, it would just leave whatever it is in there. Well, let's just leave it since we have converted everything to Markdown. And siteprog, it tells to create citations, basically. Now we're having the bibliography. Now let's just put somebody else over here. So the title, I call title, subtitle. I'm going to put myself on the author. Let's not put any abstract. Table of content, we're creating the table of content over here. Number selections true, and yeah, it's just all that. And here you can change the head and the foot. Let's just leave it as it is. You can just play with that. And yeah, export as PDF with Pandoc plugin. Exporting. There we have it. And you'll see how good. Well, there you go. Comments do not work. So any Markdown processing that's not on LaTeX, it's not going to work. Here we have the table of contents, which with internal links you'll see. And here's the header and the footer over here. They can just go match. And well, here you have the references. I forgot about that, which were automatically created by Pandoc. So yeah, everything is really formal. You can just this just looks really great. So here you have the citations that follow the Lancet format. And yeah, so this is one of the reasons I use Pandoc whenever I want to hand it in, because you can do have a header, and there's a lot more things you can create, even a much better title page with evidence center there. You can just play around with that. You know, and then something else I want to talk a little bit about internal links to end this video. So internal links don't work when okay, headphone got turned off again. Sorry about that again. But I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. Before going to internal links, we're actually gonna see how this looks with Obsidian native export. So let's just do it. Let's just add the references, and let's leave the two column, and then let's remove it so that you can see how it looks. So export to PDF. Include, yeah, documents, Obsidian for Academia, Note 1. Well, let's just say Note 1, 1, so that you can see the differences. So this is the way. Oh, we forgot to add the things. So if you're going to export it with native Obsidian, then the H6 it's going to be the subtitle. So call subtitle. And finally, the way you mentioned the other is with the double backticks. Or I don't know how that's called. Tilde, I think. So there you go. Now let's export it. Let's export that. Documents of Obsidian. Obsidian for Academia. There you go. Replace. All right. Oh, I don't want to open Edge. So here's how it looks. So you'll see that it looks well. You cannot use latex, of course. But this is the way it looks, and you see that it looks pretty much the same. The only thing is that maybe you can do it through CSS at the header and the footer, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know how tricky that can be. I haven't tried it. But let's remove the two column and let's see how this looks without the two column. So note one, documents, Obsidian, Obsidian for Academia, note one, replace. See, it looks really great. So native Obsidian also looks great, and if you really want to use I mean, if you can say goodbyes to some of the features such as admonitions and callouts, that's the thing that kind of bothers me the most, the fact that you can not use admonitions. So I always go to the Obsidian way because most of my notes are just personal. But again, if I had to hand it in, or if the document requires this formality, then I go with Pandoc. And yeah, finally, I want to talk about Pandoc because in Pandoc you can make internal links work, and I just want to show you a little bit of how to do that. So it just follows the same syntax as GitHub, and I don't know if any other Markdown. I just don't want to say that, but Obsidian, I mean Pandoc, sorry, at these has this extension that adds auto identifiers to the headers. So for example, this header, the identifier of this header would be, so we say link to header. So you would do a header. So pretty much it undercaps everything and adds a hyphen for every space. And if it's repeated, then it adds a 1, a 2, and so on and so forth. But that's not read by Obsidian, so Obsidian doesn't have that. So you see an out of found section. So yeah, it's kind of you have to play around that. But it does work with Pandoc. Now, maybe there is a plugin. I haven't found any, and I don't think it would be really hard to develop one. Maybe we could do it. I don't know, but I don't have a lot of time right now. But you can also add an identifier. So, for example, let's say custom ID. So you can just say custom ID over here, and it will link you to this header. I think that it's gonna get displayed in Obsidian. Of course, in Pandoc, it's gonna be removed. It's not gonna be shown. It's just add the ID. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I just want to make this quick video so that you can see how everything looks, how I go about it, how I think of it. But there's a lot more that you can do. Believe me, this can be extendable to a lot more. And so I just want to encourage everyone that's watching that's watching me. I'm sorry, and watching this video actually, not watching me. This is wrong. That's watching this video I just want to encourage you that to contribute to the README, to the repository. So any new solution that you have, any new way that you have that's better, or I don't know, any workaround that you have to contribute to this repository and make this the ultimate collaborative guide, which is what it tries to do, so that everyone can configure Pandoc for academia. And yeah, just want to encourage you all to that. I guess that's everything. Thank you very much for watching this video, or if you're contributing, thank you so much for that. And and how could you contribute? You can contribute by opening an issue or um, requesting a new feature, whatever you want and whatever you feel that could contribute to this document, just do it. Better still, we can open a PR and I will gladly review it and accept it. But yeah, that is pretty much everything. I make this quick video. I hope it's quick and I hope it's fast. Um, to show you a little bit of how this looks like, and yeah, just that. Sorry for my English. I know it might not be really great, and sorry for the quality of the video. I don't really have a lot of time, and I have to make this as quick as possible. I'm not gonna edit it or anything. So yeah, this is pretty much everything. Again, thank you very much for everything, and we'll see you on the next video, I guess. Bye.